Well, hello there, everyone. Happy New Year. Hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the year of our Lord, 2026. Now, if you're seeing this video, don't be fooled. You're not seeing this 3 weeks late. I just simply filmed this 3 weeks later because, as you recall, if you don't have me, follow me on social media. That's fine. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't worry. I'm going to put that subscribe button up there at the beginning of this video here. Um, but if you haven't noticed, I, I've hit 100 subscribers. Actually, I'll post probably right here next to my new master's degree that I have hanging here. Which, by the way, this is a new layout for probably forever until I decide to change it again. Um, as you can see, I have my master's degree now. It's hanging up. It's a master's of science in sports management, coaching, and athletic administration. If you didn't know, I'm a coach. I'm still continuing on my coaching journey. I got that from Liberty University, and I got a nice little kind of frame that I put it in because I'm very proud of that. I now have the armory up. The armory sign is up. So now it clearly says Jamar's Armory, which if you didn't know, that's my name. I'm Jamar, but this is the Burke Armory. If there's any custom metal workers out there that can make one that says the Burke Armory like this, that would be cool. Um, and then there's our painting that's over there in the corner as well. Really stretching to get it there. And then underneath this painting is we have a new Peloton. It's not really new. It's from my wife's friend that we bought secondhand, but we got it for a cheap price. And then, of course, if you notice in the corner, the arcade cabinet isn't there anymore. It's actually to the right of me now. I'm actually touching it right now. So yeah, that's something new for till I decide to change it again. Um, but yeah, so this is the 100 subscriber video. I hit 100 subscribers early December, either early or mid December of 2025. Mind you, I started this channel in 2025. I think late January, February of 2025. I shot the first video, which was my Live Free Armory Apollo 2011 9 mil, and I've done, I don't know how many videos since then, probably 7 or 8 and a couple shorts. But I've just been grinding, putting my videos out there, people subscribing. Obviously, probably my two most famous videos of the year were both of them calling out Palmetto State Armory. Shout out to Danny, who's like the community Reddit manager for PSA. Um, he's been, he's been a good sport. I'm still, Danny, you still owe me a talk with Cameron at some point. We got to talk about this 338 Art mixtape debacle, which that was the second popular video on this channel of last year. The first one was me like pretending to call out PSA for their saber line, especially the AR-15 line, but really enjoyed it. So those have been some of the highlights. And then I did a lot of shorts about ammo comparisons. I'm going to get back to that now that I have some new ammo types that I'm going to look at, so forth. But this 100 subscriber video is for all of you. This is for you, for, well, liking my content since day one and subscribing to it. You're the reason why I got to 100, obviously, so I had to give it up for y'all. But you're also the reason that I'm continuing to go, because at this point, I'm well past 100. I'm almost halfway to 200 subscribers on this channel. And this channel's only been live for barely a year. It'll be a year this month, January 2026. And I'm already at, I believe, 128. The subscribers keep going up. I keep getting notifications, hey, so-and-so subscribe. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. So this is all thanks to you. So, of course, I put up a poll. There was only one vote on the poll. It was either a Q&A discussion about the channel or showcase of all the guns that I currently have. That one vote kind of determine everything, which is just a showcase of all the current firearms that I have in my arsenal. Now, I plan on expanding in 2026 to more as soon as the job market gets a little bit better. Um, if you don't follow the Sophisticated Black Man podcast, which that is my personal podcast, I will be dropping an episode that should have dropped at the end of 2025. But again, it's Christmas time, stressful time. I'll explain the whole job situation there. But nonetheless, let's get into the showcase of the current firearms I have. Starting with, of course, handguns. I currently own 3 handguns. Um, and let's talk about the first one. So my safe is now no longer in that corner where the Peloton is. It is now right beside the arcade cabinet. So you're going to see me a couple times throughout the video get up and go to the safe. Obviously, it'll be edited somewhat to kind of cut down on it, some transitions. But let's get out the first one that I want to introduce to y'all. I have is of Russian descent. It was a standard service pistol for the Soviet Union, USSR, since from when the USSR became the USSR until right around the end of the Soviet Union. So what this is a PM Makarov. Now, there are several versions of the PM Makarov. There's this that was made by Bakhol. It was made in Russia. So I don't know if you can tell there in the camera, maybe right there. Yep. So it says Bakhol IJ70, made in Russia. These were basically the Bakhol factory in Russia made a surplus of these PM Makarovs after the fall of the Soviet Union. And my father-in-law's uncle, I guess, was like, hey, I'm selling this for $200. Now, mind you, again, these are surplus PM Makarovs. Now, this isn't how it came. I actually made it as modern as I possibly could. So the old Makarovs, IJ70s, or like Western Germany, Eastern Germany block ones, they always had the bottom of the magazine right there. So that was how you would unload your magazine, which I think I could still do it here. Now, mind you, mine is loaded because I'm a person that likes to say ready. I don't know if I'll be able to do it here, but the Makarovs always had you eject the magazine at the top. It's kind of a pull tab there that you just press in. I modernized mine so much that I added a fob defense pistol grip that was able to fit on the back of the Makarov there. Then I have this weird HK band, which I think I'm going to get away with this year. But it enabled me to have a mag release button, which is here. So when I go to push said mag release, all right, push hard enough on it, all right, my mag is empty. And then I'm going to show that it's empty, maybe. Empty, okay? So then I can go back, put it in, clicks in, boom. And then I also have a SIG Romeo Zero MRD micro red dot on it. When I went to go fire this a couple months ago, the review site was off. So that's what replaced. That's what the Zero replaced. Was that. So then I tried to get it bore sighted in as best I could. And let's just say that it isn't sighted in properly. I will be doing an individual video on the IJ70 Bakhol Makarovs, and just kind of going about mine. So again, these are surplus that were imported to the U.S. in the mid 90s. And so, yeah, this is one of the first guns. Well, it's not one of mine, but it's been one of the ones I've kept for the longest, for about 1.5, 2 years now. This is the modifications I made to it. So again, it's my Bakel IJ70 PM Makarov, the modern Makarov. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the next one, which is kind of a familiar one. You would say it's another variant of this handgun that's in popular use now. Because this handgun is modular in every sense. This is it's just another variant of this modular handgun system. This is a P320. It's first of all, it's not the standard ones that have caused misfires or negligent or NDs, negligent discharges, NDC in negligent discharges. This is a fact the AXG Legion. So what this means is that this is basically the Legion series, as you can tell by the Legion logo. It's there. Stiple's not great, but there's the Legion logos there. And then what tops this off is that it has a built-in compensated slide. Now notice it's a slide. The barrel, there's no port, no anything. It's just simply the slide itself is RA comp, and it's also Legion. So there's that. What makes this unique, again, is standard Legion, flat blade trigger, Legion slide comp. And it also has a Romeo 2 red dot. This one I acquired in a trade. I think I traded a comp. So the slide was a comp P320 for this one. No, I traded for this one. I traded a pre-2020 Staccato 2011 Staccato P to a guy up in North Carolina that was like, hey, I got a SIG P320. It's the AXG Legion. And I was like, all right, cool. You know, I've had P320s before. I made a comparison that I think this is probably one of the best comp guns I've ever shot, and it is, because the AXG is already heavy. Again, if you don't know what AXG, it's an alloy. It's not aluminum. If this was aluminum, it'd be so much more lighter, but it's not. It's a steel alloy. It's a steel alloyed frame. Obviously, an alloyed slide and everything else. Standard barrel. I could actually get like a I wouldn't say port it, but there wouldn't be no need to port it because again, it's already a built-in compensator on it. Ambidextrous slide stop. Again, a Romeo 2 on there. Didn't come with the Legion coin, but it came with the Legion mags, which are stupid expensive. P320 mags are already expensive, but the Legion mags are even more expensive because they're the 21 rounders. I shot this, took it out to the range one day. I'll do another individual. I think I haven't done a video on this, but I will do an individual video on this. It shoots so flat. The red dot itself is like in check. Like I have a good field of view with it. Even with the co-witness backup sight here, it just feels good, and that's why I think it's one of the best comp guns I've had. Now you'll know that I did another video earlier in 2025 about that P320, that comp P320 that I had with the Safariland and everything else. I think the AXG Legion beats that out 1000%. I haven't taken it through the test yet with like competition, see how well it holds up, but I can guarantee you it will hold up just like my Live Free Armory that I had. So probably my favorite handgun in my collection is the AXG Legion. I don't see myself getting rid of this anytime soon. Even with the new line of SIGs that are out, like the GTO. There's another comp version of the P320 that I can't think of. The MOD is the Ministry of Defense for like, I don't know. There's a lot of versions of this stuff. So P320, Ancient Legion, front runner for my favorite. All right, and then lastly, for the handguns, is one that it's kind of standard. It's more of an import, 1911. You probably know which one I'm going to talk about, so let's just go ahead and get it. All right, so again, this next one is, again, from a very reliable importer. I've had many of this importers, 1911s before. A lot of their double stack 10 mils. I had some of their tactical 45s. Tactical in the sense that they just had a rail. So this is, of course, a Rock Island Armory. So RIA. Again, let me tilt it towards so maybe you can be able to see it there. And maybe you can kind of see there a little bit. So this is a Rock Island Armory M1911A1. Again, it's a copy of the literally import copy of the 1911. The 1911s had so many copycats over the years, it's hard to keep up with them. What's special about this, so I've loaded up, this is only 8 rounds, YouTube, of 230 grain FMJ 45 ACP. I do have one in the chamber. I'll go ahead and unchamber that. Don't worry, I'll rechamber it after this. Now, what makes this one? So I recently picked this one up too in a trade. I got rid of, I think I got rid of a P320. I had another P320 that I got rid of. I'm a P320 whore, in case y'all didn't know that already. But I traded that one because I was like, I don't need 2 comp P320s, and I know I'm already going to use one that has a red dot and it's already decided and everything else. So I picked up another 1911 because I love the 1911 platform. This one is in God's Caliber, 45. I've had one in 46 Roland. That was a Remington R1 and that was converted to shoot 460 Roland. I was actually looking up earlier to convert this to 460 Roland, but one, gonna hold off on that project because again, money, but 2, the original site that sells a 460 Roland, they're out of stock and everything right now. There's another company that makes it, but it's not like the original 460. But this, anyway, again, it's just a standard 1911A1 single stack. These are Metgar 8-rounders or ACT mag. I don't know if that maybe subsidiary Metgar. Anyway, so this one, what makes it different about this one that I picked up, is that this has quite a few upgrades. So the first thing you'll kind of notice is a skeletonized bladed trigger here. Again, show that I'm empty. Okay. So, skeletonized trigger. All right. Skeletonized hammer. This, again, some of you are going to say, you got it pointed directly in your head, even though I showed chamber is clear. All right. Skeletonized hammer. Okay. And then the rear sight is kind of different as well. Like that. All right. So this particular 1911 that I picked up in the trade, it has some Nighthawk custom internals in it. Probably $400 worth of internals on a, typically these go for about $500 right now. On a $500 1911 that has $400 worth of upgrades in it. So it's damn near a $900 gun with the upgrades. If you know anything about Nighthawk, they do custom. That's why it's Nighthawk custom. But yeah, so it's basically he sent it off the Nighthawk They did a whole custom thing, put trigger, hammer, springs, I think are custom, and everything else. Which that package, he said, cost about $400 to do all that. It still feels like a heavy 1911, so definitely is a heavy 1911. Have yet to take it out to the range. I will do a video on this when I do take it to the range. And yeah, there's nothing really standard about this. Kind of has a Rock Hill or Rock Island logo there, so that's something new I've never seen on RIA 1911s I've owned. So that is new. So go ahead and I'm gonna put this one back up. Oh Lord, hang on. That didn't sound correct. Oh, I forgot to mention also an extended slide stop. That was also part of the Nighthawk package. So yeah, again, a $500 1911 with $400 worth of upgrades in it. So in there, and put my 8-rounder back in there. So now I have 8+1, and it's on safety. All right, so that's all my handguns. So now let's work on the rifles. I have first AR pistol, which is this is actually an SBR. So this is my short barrel rifle, SBR. Now I've had this lower for a few years now. I had a matching upper that went with it, but I changed this upper last year. Went with a shorter barrel in this upper, especially in this caliber. Sorry, that is me taking off the suppressor that is on this. So this is it's a Wilson Combat lower. So this was a full built Wilson Combat SBR, but now it's a Franken build, not really Franken build, but it's a Wilson Combat lower on a BCM 300 blackout with an 8-inch barrel. Now again, the lower I've had for years. I built my lower. I actually built it as a 300 hammer. So this was Wilson Combat's version of the 300 blackout. I don't know, it's weird. But built that. It was a 10.5 inch. I was going to shoot a suppress, but when I built it, I didn't know what the pressures were for 300 hammer. So I changed the barrel out, made it a 300 blackout. And then I got my suppressor, which this is a Yankee Hill R9. So these R9 cans are rated for 300 blackout with the minimum barrel being 8 inches. So it fits this. Actually, just go ahead and put it on there for you. Turn it all the way. So it's on there all the way. So it's got that Phantom QD quick detachment system for that. That's why I love it. There's nothing really special about this. I recently upgraded. It now has an FRT in it. So now, again, so this is, I'll show you this side. So it's kind of a push safety deal. So right now it's on safe. Can't pull the trigger. If I go to the middle, this is the FRT. So this is the fun mode here. I push it, and then obviously if I pull my target handle back, resets it, so forth. All right. Now if I push it in all the way, there, okay. Now it's just semi-automatic. Okay. So as you can see, it's semi-automatic. Oh Lord, that's going off. SIG Romeo 5 red dot riser. So now it's semi. Press it. It resets the trigger, and then fires itself every single time. I specifically put an FRT in this because I think it'd be fun to run 300 blackout automatically. Again, YouTube knows And FRT does not mean that this makes my SBR an automatic. Okay. If I wanted to have an automatic, I'd have to go through the whole process of getting my FFL, get an SOT, blah, blah, blah. In layman's terms, this just means when I go to middle, every time I pull the trigger, the bolt forces my finger to go to reset quicker than it does in semi. So then it simulates as if it is automatic, but it's not automatic. I like the 300 Blackout platform. I've liked it for years. This is, I have many plans for what I want to do with this. I plan on adding a light to it. I don't know. I don't have the money for a PEC, but probably something along the lines of that. And just this is a comp. I ran this in a comp suppressed. But now I just kind of want to put it through a torture test type of deal. Now, mind you, with an FRT, I can't really shoot this R9 because it's a limited full auto rating. Not like its bigger brother that I have on one of my other guns. But this is my Wilson Combat 300 Blackout. I love it. SBR, I will be getting a different stock. This was just a standard stock that I put on it because the other one was just kind of a minimalist one, and it doesn't fit my shoulders right. So, yeah, Wilson Combat 300 Blackout, my SBR. I think I'm just gonna grab a random one. Actually, I think I know which one I'm gonna grab next. All right, so this hunk of shit that I'm getting out next. All right, started out as a project of since 7.62 Soviet or 7.62 by 39 is already in an AR platform. It's in the AR-47. It's in CMMG's Mutant Mark 47. I thought, you know what? Why not try to build another Soviet round AR? And so this is what I put on the table. So technically, this is my only AR rifle. This was supposed to be an AR-74. If you don't know what an AR-74 means, it was basically supposed to chamber 549 by 39. So 545 by 39, which was the same round that was put in the AK-74 when it was introduced in, you guessed it, 1974. So this, it started out, I had a 16-inch barrel on this. And then just kind of I forget what kind of, AAC muzzle device on it. This isn't the original, sight on it. BCM KMR 15-inch KeyMod handguard. Along with a BCM. Most of this is BCM parts, along with B5 parts, because I'm a big fan of B5 as well. BCM handguard, charging handle, or foregrip. New Frontier Armory receiver set. Shout out to those guys out in North Las Vegas. I built this on it. The charging hand, or the BCG, was a 545. Now, I call this thing a piece of shit because it is a piece of shit. Because when I built it, I didn't get a chance to really test fire it all the way. I tried, y'all. When I tell you, I was most excited about doing a video on this project more than anything else. But I ultimately didn't do a video because it failed horribly. The main problems with it was out of spec parts. Like when I first shot it through, so what I do, I chamber most of my stuff, most of my builds at home, make sure it works before I take it to the range. so it doesn't have has a catastrophic effect at the range. Um, but I went to go chamber it out of the backyard, did chamber around. Um, it chambered around, but didn't eject it. So that led to the problem being there's something wrong with the ejector on the bolt. So then I got a new bolt and barrel, had it custom fit by a company out in Washington or something. I don't remember. But did all that, got the new barrel in, the stainless steel barrel with the bolt fitted. But come to find out that the guy that did it, I think it's Red X Arms. No, it's a company, something. DS, Deadshot Barrels is what it was. Deadshot Barrels out in Oregon. They fucked up the bolt that I sent out to them that was supposed to match the barrel. They tried to say that it was either the shipper's fault, who I shipped it through, which how's it going to be how's it going to be UPS's fault if it was packaged up securely, you know? But it came to y'all and it wasn't damaged, but when I received it, got it back, it was damaged. It makes no sense. So again, this is my piece of shit for right now. But it will be turned into something new. And when that time comes, I will let you guys know. I've been thinking about this project for a while, and I think it's going to work with the barrel that I want to do it with. I would show you kind of a preview of it, but it's still in the works. So just know that this piece of shit 545 AR is not going to be a piece of shit anymore, or a 545. So yeah, there's actually a round that I fired that's still stuck in the fucking chamber of the barrel when I fired it, because the bolt that's in there it just won't extract it. So yeah, let's go ahead and put this piece of shit back and get the next one out. Also, I know I've been saying a lot more curse words in this video, but this is for y'all. Y'all probably want to hear me curse more. You probably don't, but I had to put that out there because this literally is a piece of shit right now. So, all right. Staying on the same trend of, let me see if I can AR modernize Russian calibers. So, this next one, there's a company down in Georgia, I think Cumming, Georgia. And there's an ammo company down in Roswell that makes this round. I think they call it the US. I don't know. But they make brass rounds of this round. Now, this was the upper I was talking about. So I have 4.5 working guns. This one worked. All right, so this is the 2A Tactical. This is a company down in Georgia that makes firearms. 2A Tactical 9x39 AR pistol upper. This is an 8.5-inch barrel. Okay, with their own hand guard. So as you can see there, that's their logo there and right there where my hand is. So there's a logo. All right, this is the first one I bought from this company. Super Pro 2A Tactical. That's the name of it. Sorry, not 2A Tactical. Pro 2A. Super nice company. Super cool dudes. So the thing with 9x39, it's firing a 278 grain pill. Now, what makes it different from, let's say, 300 Blackout that can fire at 220 upwards, 200 something pill, is that you can have a carbine, an H1, H2, H3, whatever. But with a 9x39, this is the tricky part. So I just added a KAK adjustable gas block in there. You can see? See there? To try to mess with the gas engine a little bit. The problem I've been having with this little thing, it also has a little blast thing that it works. It's a mitigation device in itself. Um, it's because I put it in my Wilson Combat lower, which again, it has a stronger buffer system in it because I'm running FRP. But because of that stronger buffer system, I'm running H3 in it. The bolt, the BCG, is having a tough time. It ejects that round, but it's having a tough time chambering the next one because the buffer system is so heavy that it just doesn't push that BCG all the way back to chamber the next round, which is interesting for this round. So it's it's definitely an interesting little project I'm working on. Now, with the new year here, you know, that person that's in the White House still fucked over 2A people. Sorry, he still messes over pretty good. I don't have to pay a tax stamp for a suppressor that's going to be dedicated to this, but I still have to pay. I still have to register it. It's stupid, but this is going to get its own dedicated suppressor. There are a couple companies out there that have it. I think I'm going to stick with Yankee Hill because I have two of their suppressors. They have like a 45 suppressor can that can go on here, which 9x39 can shoot through 45. Really can shoot through 36 now. Not really, but it can do all that. So this is my 9x39 upper. I'm going to build a dedicated lower with this. It's probably going to have either carbine or H1 in it. So yeah. On that note, I'm going to take a quick break here so I can let some doggies out and everything else. All right, so yeah, that's my 9x39 upper. Let's see, I think I got three more. I have 3 more to work with. This next one, I've already done a video about. You know which one I'm going to bring up. It's not the one you think, though. But you know which one I'm going to bring up. This one, sorry, this was another build, okay? This was another build. Again, you've already seen a video on it, so I won't talk too much about it. Probably these last 3 rifles, I won't talk too much about them because there's already videos up on my channel about them. But this is also another custom build. I wouldn't say custom. It's a built one. So this is the 6.8 that was built on a New Frontier. This was like their 6.8 multi-cal. Basically tried to copy the LWRC 6.8. And I specifically wanted in 6.8 because, again, I had the 277 Fury video that I did in March, maybe. I think it was March. And at the time, 277 Fury was still new to the civilian market. The U.S. Army, really the military, just went all in on 277 Fury. SIG with the new generation weapon, squad generation, NSGW new squad generation weapon, or NGSW new generation squad weapon. Just 22 Fury 277 was the thing. And I shot it, and I was trying to be so convinced that 277 Fury is the thing, is the new hotness. But I just couldn't. And I kept reverting back to the round that a lot of SOCOM was asking for. Not to be confused with 6mm ARC, which there was a specific section in the Department of Defense that was looking at 6mm ARC. But specifically, SOCOM was looking at 6.8. So this is 6.8 by 43. So the 6.8 SPC, SPC2, 6.8 Remington, whatever you want to call it. This is what I built. Was this 6.8. Now again, if you haven't seen the video, it's still on my channel. But this 6.8 again was built on a, shout out to the guys again in Las Vegas, New Frontier Armory receiver set, specifically their 6.8 receiver set. I also find it weird that it says multi But if you look at the magwell, it was built to fit the LWRC 6.8 mags. I think the newer ones. So it was built for that, but it's still multi-cal lower. Anyway, this is a 14.5-inch ARP barrel. I forgot the name of the company that made it, but this is basically like a 223 Walday barrel, but there aren't that many differentiations of 6.8 now. It's just literally SPC2. So that's the only difference with that. Standard pistol grip, B5 stock on it that came with the gun, Romeo 5 red dot, and YHM muzzle device that fits my R9 or my RK. Oh, I know where it's at. It's not RK. Yes, it is RK. So yeah, this again, took it out to the range once. Again, I think what I'm gonna do new for this year is put all of my guns through torture tests just to see how well they'll hold up in certain situations. And I'm not gonna share it with y'all now, but there'll be some. I'll just tell you towards the end of the video. I'm not gonna spoil it all right now. But yeah, 6.8. So rounded U.S. military shooter went with. Should listen to SOCOM. I mean, it is what it is. Oh, something new that I added to though that makes it so much better is the Radiant charging handle right there. That LT charging handle. I'm gonna add Radiant charging handles to all of my guns, except for the last rifle that I'm gonna share with y'all. So we got 2 more to go. And again, the last 2, I don't think I'm gonna need to spoil them. If you've seen the videos, both videos, you know which ones are coming next. Remember what I told you earlier in the video that I had a gripe with Cameron over at PSA because they weren't respecting. He wasn't respecting my authority. Well, let's see if he does respect my authority now. This bad boy in my hand, you could say is the PSA mixtape 2.0. I'm sorry, I got a little, but no, this is my 338 ARC build. This is what the mixtape should have been. Yeah, I'm particularly proud of this build. Now, I'm going to explain to you the problems that I had with it, but it's not necessarily with the gun itself. It's more of an ammo problem. It's more of an ammo problem. I figured that out very quickly in this process. Again, this was the last video I did on the channel, but if you didn't watch it, why didn't you? And if you have watched it, are you subscribed? You should probably do that. If you're just sitting there watching my videos for free, what kind of person are you? How do you sleep at night? Watching somebody's hard work and not being subscribed to their channel for more fun content. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? Yeah. Maybe you should dig down deep in your heart and hit that subscribe button next time you look at one of my videos, okay? Appreciate you. So, the 338 ARC. This is Hornady introducing another round into their ARC family. I brought up 6mm ARC. I've owned a 6mm ARC before. They brought in 6mm ARC because I don't remember, I think somebody in the Department of Defense, excuse me, a specific division was like, hey, we need a round that's still compatible in AR-15s and 4s, but can reach out to like 800 yards to penetrate body armor. Did they say penetrate body armor? Yeah, it's something along those lines. But that's how 6mm ARC came, and then they made 22 ARC that can still be fired from the same like 6.5 Grendel BCG. As you can see, there's a pug right there in the frame. She's out of the frame now. So yeah, so then they added 338 arc. This is, so the 8.6 blackout is the big bro for the subsonic family of subsonic family of cartridges. You know what I'm trying to say. So 338 arc was introduced. I think this is the cousin to the 300 blackout. Now, mind you, there are so many cartridges out there that are designed for subsonic in the AR platform. I've owned a 338 Spectre that was just basically a 338 round put in a 10 millimeter Magnum case. There's 338 Razorback that's built on a standard 10 millimeter casing. And now 338 arc, which I think is going to be actually going to solidify itself as the cousin to the 300 blackout. And I guess nephew to the 8.6 blackout. I don't know, but it's subsonic. It runs subsonic well. My build, again, New Frontier Armory, upper, lower receiver set, 6.8. Matter of fact, yep. So in a sense, this is also a multi-cal. So it's a multi-cal 6.8. Yankee Hill quad rail, 10.5 inch barrel. This is a 9 inch. Whatchamacallit? These dogs are something. They're barking at their own reflection. Y'all know how dogs are. Now, this is my Resonator K. So, the good thing about this Resonator K, it's 300 blackout. It goes all the way up to 308, I believe. And even then, it can shoot like a 10.5 inch 308. Shut it up. Sorry. We also have neighbors with dogs. This is going to be a raw video in case you didn't know. It's still going to be edited somewhat, especially with me transitioning from the safe. But I digress. Turns out this Resonator K can also handle 338 rounds very reliably. I know that because I had a 338 Spectre that was firing large Magnum primers. The 338 arc is using like 6.5 Grendel, so that's like small rifle primer. Basically, it can handle the pressures of 338 arc. I did a lot of research to see about how well 338 can be shot through even a suppressor rated for 9 mil. I think I tried it with the R9, but I think it's going to stick on this because this is a 30 cal can. 338 is 6.8 or no, it's 8.6, so it can fit out of a can like this. Adjustable gas block. These are all Odinworks. Odinworks adjustable gas block, barrel, gas tube, and BCG. So all parts I didn't spec with that. I think this year I'm going to try to get a better red dot. And then just like with my blackout, try to do some type of, I don't know, laser light combo. I think Sightmark makes some good, decent ones. But I now have 2 ARs in my arsenal that are subsonic ready. That's 300 blackout, 300 arc. Now, the only problem that I had with this, again, it's not with the actual gun itself, is with the ammo. Now, Hornady this year, 2026, is coming out with an FMJ version of their 338 arc. That's going to be subsonic. They have their Sub X. I haven't fired Sub X out of any other round of the 338 arc, but there's a particular problem with the feeding mechanism when it comes to the Sub X bullets because it's elongated round, like bullet itself, with a plastic tip. And so when my BCG goes to try to chamber that round, it doesn't seat it all the way in. So I basically had sometimes a semi-automatic, and then sometimes it was bolt action. So the problem was with the sub-X rounds, but I have some AAC, Palmetto State Armory's like ammo subsidiary. They have 300 grain. Yes, they have 300 grain hollow point bolt tails. That's still subsonic because it's so does the sound barrier. But it's just nice to know that, well, it's not nice to know, but Hornady, again, and I talked about this in my 3VR video, Hornady should have just came out with their subsonic FMJ rounds to begin with. Because you know people like me are going to do custom builds in your new round, new cartridge, and I want to be able to still fire subsonic, but still fire it semi-automatically. And I couldn't do that with your sub-X rounds. So good on them for coming out with it, I guess, listening to folks, but you had this back in early February when it was announced. Actually, it was announced in 2024, but I don't know, you started making rounds for it in like February, March. You should have kind of had in the back of your head by at least summertime, like, we should probably do a production line of like FMJ rounds, hollow points, whatever. But again, this is going to put it through a torch test as well. Obviously going to get a new red dot for it. I'm a big fan of the Civic red dots, Romeo, whatever. Magpul brace. I got to figure out with the new ATF rule, this might be SBR, and then instead of going with the brace, this baby is going to might have like a UBR Gen 2 on it or something. And then Magpul angle grip. But this is why I think the channel became a little bit popular. This is the cause of the second most popular video on the channel. Hopefully this will be number one. Probably not. We already know what number one is. But yeah, so this is the second one. Second to last one. I actually need to replace, I just have a rear in-bus, but I have a set of in-bus that I can put on this that I hopefully believe should fit. That I'll probably do after this video goes off. But now it's time for the finale, for the grand old one. You already know which one it is. I've already customized it so much with new stuff on it from the last time I did a video on it. It's certainly last, but definitely not the least of my firearms. This baby here is what made the channel blow up. I've owned many things from PSA. Some good, some not. When I did a video on this bad boy here, I tried to get PSA. I tried to do a gotcha moment. And it didn't work. In the end, I ended up being the one that got. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, to finish off this 100 subscriber video, which is going on an hour now. When I edit it down, it'll be under an hour or so. Edit some stuff out. But this right here is my PSA Saber 15 13.7 inch 5.56. Now, I told you this is something that I bought under $1,000 because it was their premium line of rifles. When I got it, it was bare. I think I put a red dot Romeo or red older version of a Romeo 5 on it. But now you don't see what I did to this bad boy, right? Yeah, y'all don't see what I did to this bad boy, right? So, J-Mac, pin and welded, gives it out to that sweet 16-inch length. So this is classified as an AR, not an SBR. Quad rail, beautiful quad rail. That's ODG, old drab green. Nothing wrong with that. Now, the new addition is a Magpul MOE RVG, so railed vertical foregrip. I think that's what it stands for. This was originally on my Blackout, but I'm going to just stick with M-Lock with that. Of course, B5 stock, pistol grip, Radian 4590 safety selector, Radian, charging handle with the PSA Saber logo on there, because I guess PSA is cool like that. And then, of course, the lower itself has the PSA logo on it, right there. All right. And then, last but not least, I've added a Romeo, SIG Romeo 5 red dot. And then I have a Juliet 3 micro magnifier. I don't know why I struggle to say that. But this is all that I added on this, because this is how much I care about how well I want this gun to succeed. I think I put 100 rounds with this bad boy already. Something close to that. And I'm not done testing it yet. I said it was going to be a comp gun. That's something I'm going to bring more to y'all this year, is get myself in more competitions. Probably not the same gun club that I was at, but again, I won't spoil that until things become more defined. But it hasn't been put through a comp yet. It hasn't been put through a torture test to see how well it can act as a duty gun. But I'm very excited about this one, that it's moved up in my list of guns that I hope to keep for more than a year. You don't know anything about me. I trade guns all day, every day. It's probably a flaw of mine, but when I see something that piques my interest, I get it. Most of my guns, at least my handguns, except for the Makarov, have been traded items. When I see a new handgun that I like, I want to get it. The ARs have been all built or bought. Like this one's been bought. All the other ones have been built. The 9x39 was bought. So yeah, but I had to finish off the 100 subscriber video with the Saber 15. Again, 13.7 barrel with the JMac GFAD. I don't know what it's called, but it's a JMac pin welded. Get it at 16. And I've kitted it out with now a grip, Romeo 5, Juliet 3, and I don't think I need to change anything else in it. I don't plan on, is this a Geisley trigger? No. Oops. I'm not going to FRT it. I just don't think it needs that. Trigger, and this is already pretty sweet. Yeah. So, with that being said, this finishes off showcase all my current firearms. So, let's talk about the future of this channel. As I've said, I'm up to 128 subscribers. Hell, I'm probably going to get 129, 130 by the time I post this video, which will come out tomorrow, January 2nd, it's Friday. Probably around 5 o'clock. Again, some people I know are working this today, tomorrow, today, Friday, whatever. They're working today. So make it convenient for them. Drop it at 5 o'clock. I will definitely edit it. It will be an edited version, trimmed down. I know watching an hour-long fucking video like this is hard, but this is for y'all. This is for y'all getting me to 100 subscribers. And one person voted and said they wanted to see a showcase of a weapon, so this is what I got. I try to keep it as short and sweet as I could. When it comes to guns, I like to talk for a long time about them and a lot. But yeah, so future. So what does this channel look like in 2026? Well, I'm going to start doing torture tests. I have another video. I have a video plan. I'm going to talk about the 19 weapon I got. I'm going to do a lot of torture tests. I'm going to call them like duty ready. Is it duty ready? tests for all of my guns, where I do like build drills, might put it in like water. How can it stand the elements? Stuff like that. I'm a showcase, do more competitions. I recently acquired, I wouldn't say acquired, but my wife had a camera that shoots video. I think for it to be the best quality for y'all, it's gonna be shot in like 720, 60 frames. Because if I try to shoot it in 1080, 30, it's just gonna look awful. Like thankfully, my webcam is a 1080p 60 frame camera, so that's why you see all this crispiness. It's crispy. But that's gonna be used. I think there's a tripod with it. This is a nice camera, dude, sweet camera. That's gonna be used when I do like some of these torture test stuff, and edit it there. Um, I have a GoPro. My GoPro may also be used for it. It's just a Hero 3. That's going to be used for a lot of the competition stuff. And it's also going to be used in like the duty ready videos, stuff like that. So that's the plan for that for 2026 is to bring y'all more meaningful content. I know some of y'all were like, some of them were kind of half with mine. They're like, oh yeah, I like the informative stuff. Or like, some of y'all didn't like the background music I used in it. I think it's gonna be a one-off, depending on which video I want to add music to it, type of deal. I don't think every video is gonna have music in it, because with this subject, I don't know why you would add music to stuff. 2026, I'm gonna try to secure some sponsors from firearm companies, man. I'm gonna say arm, but please be a sponsor of the channel. Ammo companies, Hornady, please be a sponsor of the channel. AAC, please be a sponsor. So that's another goal to work for this channel, and really just keep the engagement going, keep the subscriber numbers going up, keep y'all engaged with content I have and everything else. And that's really all about I have for this 100 subscriber video. To bring y'all more meaningful content, more fun content. A buddy of mine who just had a baby a week ago. Yeah, a week ago. As soon as he gets settled, I know he has some land that hopefully once he gets that all settled, we'll film with him. You know, he'll hopefully be a kind of collaborator on his channel, get him started with his YouTube channel, film with him, and then just kind of keep this channel going through 2026. Yeah, so that's about it. So that's been the 100 subscriber video, y'all. Please like and subscribe. Definitely share this, like this video. If you watch it all the way through, I would hope you watch all the way through. It's gonna have some cool transitions when I edited it. But yeah, so that's been a 100 subscriber video. Again, thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you guys raising someone like myself that loves guns. But not only that, you're helping out a black content creator that's doing a topic like this. You know, I would say this space is dominated by predominantly white, but that's not to say that a lot of my brothers and sisters aren't coming up in this topic, in this industry, with talking about guns. I mean, there's Colin Noir. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Fucking hate that guy. He's an absolute douche. I'm sorry, I just had to go off on a tangent about Colin Noir, but he's a douche. But maybe I'll collab with some other black content creators, gun tubers. Maybe I'll try to collab with other gun tubers. I would like to collab with the Rantham. Seems like a decent dude. Micah Mayfield. Cool. He's just like a zoomer like me. A weird zoomer. Likes guns. Kentucky Ballistics. You know, I've tagged him in almost every video I've done. So Scott from Kentucky Ballistics, I would love to do a collab with you one day. I come up to Kentucky or you come down to South Carolina. So those are 3 that I named there. There's probably others that I haven't thought of, but I would love to do some collaboration videos with y'all. So But yeah, that's it. So this has been another episode of the Burke Armory. Again, I'm Jamar, right there. And I'll see you when I see y'all. Peace, love, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. Let's ride.